Excuse me, sorry, could you tell me where the train station is?
Aye, nae bother. You just go doon the toon, take a left at the burn, cannae miss it. It's right by the old kirk.
Yes, thank you.
Have a gleedian.
You too.
Welcome back to Let's Talk English. I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm Michelle. And be honest, did you understand a single word of that?
Because even if you know English perfectly, accents can stop you cold. And today, we're going to fix that.
Today's episode is called They Speak English, but You Can't Understand Their Accent. We're going to talk about why accents are so hard, give you real strategies to handle accent moments, and by the end, you're going to feel a lot more confident.
Let's do it.
Okay, Jeremiah, so what was I saying in that intro, in plain English?
Ha! Okay, so I was speaking in a Scottish accent, and I said, no problem. So you just go down the town, past the little shop on the corner, take a left at the river, and it's right there. Can't miss it. It's just by the old church.
The same words, completely different sounds.
Exactly. And that is the thing about accents. The vocabulary is often the same, or very similar, but the pronunciation changes so much that your brain doesn't recognize it.
So it's not that your English is bad. Your brain learned one version of what English sounds like, usually the accent from your textbook or your teacher. And when you hear a different accent, it just doesn't match the pattern.
It's like loading a map for New York and then suddenly finding yourself in London. The streets are different. You have to recalibrate.
I love that. And the good news is your brain can recalibrate. It just takes exposure and a few good strategies.
Let's talk about why accents are different in the first place. There are three main things that change between accents.
What's the first one?
Vowel sounds. This is the biggest one. Different accents pronounce vowels completely differently. In American English, we say bath, short A. In British English, many people say bath, longer A. In Australian English, g'day sounds nothing like good day if you're used to American English.
Right, and as a learner, you learned one way to say a vowel. So when you hear a different version, your brain goes, wait, that's not the word I know.
Number 2, rhythm and stress. Every accent has a different rhythm. Some accents are very flat and even. Some go up and down a lot. Some stress every syllable equally. Some have very strong and weak syllables.
Irish English, for example, has a beautiful musical rhythm. It goes up at the end of sentences. Indian English often has a very clear, even stress on every syllable, and American English often swallows unstressed syllables completely.
And number 3, specific sounds. Some accents use sounds that simply don't exist in other versions of English. Scottish English has that och sound, like in loch. Some British accents drop the letter H at the start of words. Some Southern American accents blend vowels in a way that makes one syllable sound like two.
So when you're struggling with an accent, it's usually one of those three things: vowels, rhythm, or specific sounds.
And knowing which one is tripping you up helps you ask the right question.
Okay, so here's what you do when you're in that situation. You don't freeze, you don't nod and pretend, you use a phrase. We have 5 today.
Phrase number 1. Sorry, could you say that a little slower?
Now, slower doesn't always fix an accent problem, but it buys you time to tune in. When you hear an unfamiliar accent, your brain needs a few seconds to adjust. Slower speech gives your brain more time to recognize words.
Think of it like adjusting the focus on a camera. At first, it's blurry, but give it a moment and suddenly it's clear. Slower speech is your focus button.
Phrase number 2. I didn't quite catch that.
Short, polite, totally natural. You're not saying your accent confused me. You're just saying, I missed that. Let's try again.
And most people will not be offended. They'll just repeat it, sometimes in a slightly different way, which actually helps.
Phrase number 3. Could you repeat the last part?
Specific. You got most of it. You just need one piece. This shows you were listening, which makes the other person happy. And it means you only need a small amount of repetition.
Phrase number 4. Sorry, I want to make sure I understood. Did you say And then you repeat back what you think you heard.
This one is especially useful with accents because sometimes you do catch the words. You just can't believe that's what they said, so you confirm it.
Like, did you say the shop is by the old church? And they go, yes, exactly. And suddenly, you feel great.
And phrase number 5, I'm still learning English, so please feel free to speak slowly.
Or you can be even more specific and say, I'm still getting used to different accents. Could you slow down a little? That actually tells them exactly what you need.
And you know what? People almost always respond with kindness. Most people are proud of their accent and happy to help you understand it.
Quick recap, the 5 phrases. 1. Sorry, could you say that a little slower?
2, I didn't quite catch that.
3. Could you repeat the last part?
4, sorry, I want to make sure I understood. Did you say...
5. I'm still learning English, so please feel free to speak slowly.
Good. Now let's go back to that Scottish accent from the beginning, but this time slowly with explanations.
Okay, I'm going to say it again slowly and explain the accent words as we go.
And I'll translate as we go.
I, nay bother.
I means yes in Scottish English. Nae bother means no problem. So yes, no problem.
Go doon, the tune.
Dune is down, tune is town. So go down the town, meaning walk into the town center.
Pass the wee shop on the corner.
We means small or little in Scottish English. So past the little shop on the corner. Easy.
Take a left at the burn.
Okay, burn is a Scottish word for a small river or stream. So take a left at the river. That one was tricky. Burn doesn't sound like river at all.
It's right there. Can't miss it.
Cannae is cannot or can't, so you can't miss it. Very common Scottish phrase.
It's just by the old kirk.
Old is old. Kirk is church, so it's right next to the old church.
And then have a good yin.
Good is good. Yin is one, so have a good one. A friendly goodbye.
And now you know.
Honestly, once you slow it down and understand a few key words, it all makes perfect sense. The accent isn't the enemy, it's just unfamiliar. And unfamiliar becomes familiar with practice.
The more accents you listen to, the faster your brain adjusts. And each one you learn makes the next one a little easier. Okay, round 2. New location. You're at a hotel check-in desk in Dublin, Ireland. Irish English has a very distinctive accent, musical, warm, and sometimes fast. Let's see the confident version.
Hi, I have a reservation under the name Garcia.
Ah, brilliant. Welcome. So, you're in room 43 on the 3rd floor. The lift is just around the corner there. Breakfast is from 7:30, and if you need anything at all, just give us a shout.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you say that a little slower?
Of course, sorry. You're in room 43 on the 3rd floor.
Okay, room 43, 3rd floor. Got it. And breakfast. Sorry, did you say 7:30?
That's right, 7:30, 7:30 in the morning.
Perfect. And the lift is?
Just around the corner there, to your right.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Enjoy your stay.
Did you catch what happened? She used the phrases. She stayed calm, and she got every piece of information she needed.
And notice, 7:30 is an Irish and British English way to say 7:30. Tree and turd, the Irish accent often pronounces TH as a D or T sound. So 3 becomes tree and third becomes turd.
These are not mistakes. These are features of the accent. And once you know they exist, you hear them differently.
You go from, what did they say, to, oh, that's just how they say it here.
Exactly. That shift in mindset is everything.
Okay, here's our question for you today, and we really want to hear your answer in the comments.
What is the hardest English accent for you to understand? Is it Scottish, Irish, Australian, deep Southern American, New York, Indian English? Which one really challenges you?
Tell us in the comments and tell us why. Is it the vowels, the rhythm, a specific word or phrase that always trips you up?
Because here's what's cool. Every comment you leave teaches the rest of our community something. Someone else has that same struggle. Your answer might be exactly what they needed to read.
And if you want us to do an episode on a specific accent, tell us that too. We're listening.
We genuinely read every comment. Drop your answer below.
And if this episode helped you, please share it with someone who's learning English. It could make a real difference for them.
And subscribe if you haven't already. New episodes every week. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss one.
All right, quick recap before we go. Today you learned why accents are hard, vowel sounds, rhythm and stress, and specific accent sounds that don't exist in the version of English you learned.
And you have 5 phrases to use the next time an accent throws you off. 1. Sorry, could you say that a little slower? 2. I didn't quite catch that. 3. Could you repeat the last part?
4. Sorry, I want to make sure I understood. Did you say... And 5. I'm still learning English, so please feel free to speak slowly.
Use those phrases. Stay calm, and remember, every accent you hear is making your English stronger.
You are not bad at English. You are just expanding what English sounds like to you, and that is a beautiful thing.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today on Let's Talk English.
We'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.